Start the regular season by selecting your season goal. Kick off your week by installing your game plan. Kick off your week by installing your game plan. Kick off your week by installing your game plan. Kick off your week by installing your game plan. Everyone.
All right, Larry, thank you very much. We are pleased, as always, to be bringing you coverage of the National Football League presented by EA Sports. Tonight, we're on to Week 2 in the NFL season as we've got a good one here between the New York Jets and the Buffalo Bills. Here's Matt Forte with his first carry. And he's not going anywhere to start the night. They stop him at the line of scrimmage. No gain, and it's second down. They'll run it now out of the gun. And he'll go down right at the 30-yard line. It'll be a pickup of 10 yards. And that's going to make it third down and less than a yard. And the defense searches for one more stop here after the run on second down. So the carry that time for Forte, a man who turned 30 last December, Charles.
And he wants to make sure we forget about that with his new team, the New York Jets. But we do know that 30 is the dreaded age for runners.
And Forte so experienced, more touches than anybody else in the NFL the last 8 years.
I always appreciate runners who understand situations. That was just 3rd and inches. No reason to dance around in the backfield and try and break off a bigger play. Just go pick up the first down, and that's exactly what he did.
Give him 10 yards on that one, and that'll earn him a fresh set of downs. The defense came out with a look that they had prepped for all week to attack. They took advantage, got the first down.
And the key words in there, prepped for all week. They really studied them, understood their tendencies, knew what they liked to do, and prepared their game plan accordingly. And boy, the payoff was good.
And 2nd and 10, he'll look to throw again. And it's brought in by Eric Decker. And he's going to get this all the way down inside the 35. And on this first drive, looks like they want to get that vertical passing game going early.
And they did, and what a warning shot they just fired. If you're not going to back up and play coverage deep, we're going to attack you all game long. And once you adjust to that and you start to back off, then that opens things up underneath. A really nice start for them. Great way to get the game going. And when you're playing a quarterback with some experience and some moxie, you enter the danger zone when you decide to blitz him, because if he's able to diagnose as he did on that play, he can hurt you downfield.
He reads defenses so well, doesn't he?
He really does, and the best part about that play for him, I don't think that was his primary target.
I don't think so either.
I think he had the read, figured out where the blitz was coming from, and went to a secondary target for a really nice game.
This is the running back, Powell. And he's going to take it in for a Jets touchdown. Bilal Powell, his first touchdown of the new season. And the Jets take the ball down the field and score on their opening drive. That's just a solid, methodical drive to start this game.
And how about how it culminated? Doing exactly what they wanted to do, getting the ball downfield, and then running it into the end zone. I'm just telling you, partner, when you run it in rather than throw it in, that hurts the defense psychologically a heck of a lot more.
Here's Percy Harvin now on the return.
They'll
be set up pretty nicely here as they have it up to the 35-yard line. They'll come out in the pistol. Now the first carry for LaShawn McCoy. And he's going to be stopped here on this first play as he gets it to the line of scrimmage and no more. On 2nd down, it's McCoy. And he'll get this up to about the 40.
Holding offense. The penalty is declined.
3rd down and 4.
Yeah, Jamal. I can't take him back over.
From the shotgun, it's Taylor. Connects with Sanu right side. Call it a 3-yard gain, and it'll be 4th down.
Obviously, they didn't get everything they wanted on that completion, but they put themselves in a spot where you've got to at least think about going for it. I know where we are on the field, but still, you've got to think about it, don't you?
And the kick's away as he angles this one for the sideline. And this is going to be ruled out, I think, just inside the 20. Yes, it will. Side judge calls it at the 19-yard line. Now the Jets offense about set to take over as they head onto the field. And that recipe on their last drive that resulted in a touchdown looked pretty good, so they'll be hoping to do that once more.
It takes me back to when we sat with the offensive coordinator and the head coach. They felt pretty good about their game plan and thought there were some holes in the defense, and they exploited them the last time out. Let's see if they can come back and put together a similar drive.
And we'll see if they can do just that.
I thought, Jamal.
So the run gets them the first, and now they operate with a fresh set of downs. And they'll go with a ground attack here. And he is going to lose yardage here. That's going to go as a loss of a yard, and it'll be second down.
One of the beauties of a 3-4 defense is that you have flexibility with your linebackers, and you can put them in different spots. But one of the downsides is an offensive team is committed to running the football. You can get your big offensive linemen up on linebackers quicker, and that usually gives you an advantage in running it.
With Charles Davis, Brandon Gaudin with you. It's the Jets in possession as we begin quarter number 2 here. They do, however, have a tough 3rd and long coming up. On play action, they'll throw. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Lorenzo Alexander with a big-time sack on 3rd down, and it'll be a loss of 7. Man, he got in there so quickly, Charles. What could the offense have done to adjust and account for that?
But what you're hoping is that you figure out and you see and get a clue that maybe there's going to be some pressure coming at you, and you change the blocking schemes. Maybe you go to max protection. The biggest one is maybe you bring your running back in to try and keep you clean. But in that case, that didn't happen. 0 accountability, and a sack resulted.
A special teams mistake there, no doubt. Just 26 yards officially on the punt. And the Bills are going to take over in great position here with a 1st and 10. Here's McCoy. A gain of 3, second down. So McCoy adding to his yardage total in this one. Last year, 895 yards in his first season in Buffalo. Of course, he had, Charles, 4 1,000-yard years in Philadelphia.
And you know the man they call Shady wants to throw some shade at the Eagles for ever letting him go. He wants a big year in 2016.
Give him 3 on the run there. Now they're looking at a 3rd and about 5. They had great starting position to begin the drive, but now they look up at a 3rd and 5. From the gun, it's Taylor. And he'll check this one down to McCoy. And he's able to get the first here as he's taken down at the 25.
And Brandon, from our time in college football, where receivers weren't running the traditional NFL route tree, one thing they did learn, find open areas, find soft spots, and set up and catch the ball. And I think we just saw that there.
Yeah, we saw that indeed, picking up the first. It's a 7-yard carry to set them up with a 2nd and 3.
Some runs are blocked so well, you almost forget that someone has to carry the ball to gain the yardage. The leverage by the offensive line to create space up front, really well done.
Now it's Taylor. Looking for someone to throw to. And he just chucked that one out of bounds, out of everyone's reach. Maybe a wise call not to take a sack in this part of the field. It brings up 3rd down.
It's a tried and true formula, and I don't think it'll change for as long as we play football. If someone's trying to throw the ball and you can put pressure on them and make it tough, that's only going to help your defense.
Yeah, he's since being hurried. He got rid of it before taking the hit, but incomplete. They'll try and run for it with McCoy. And he will have the first down before he's tackled at the 12. It'll go as a gain of 6 that time, and it moves the chains as well.
On 3rd down, that's a good job of situational football and understanding where the first down marker was and getting there.
So the run moves the chains, and here we go on 1st down. Out of the gun, it's Taylor. Finding his safety valve here. That's complete. Now the ball comes loose. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back. And maybe that one caused by the weather. Of course, the rain coming down. Charles, can you maybe, when you're carrying that football, grip it too tight in the rain?
I think that you can, and it's such a delicate balance, too, because when you grip it so tight, sometimes it'll slip out from your body. You squeeze it too hard, and it'll pop out on its own. I've actually had running backs talk to me about that when they've tried too hard, even in perfect conditions, the ball gets away from them. They've got to find that good balance, carrying it firmly, yet at the same time under control.
2 minutes to go here in the first half. Back to Buffalo after this.
Of course you don't know.
We remind you that coming up at halftime, we'll pay a visit to Larry Ridley in Orlando with our EA Sports halftime report. Now they'll run it on the toss. And he will take this up to about the 8-yard line. Calling a gain of a couple, and that's going to leave him with a third and about 5. Third down now following the run.
You know that old expression, it's not my night? It hasn't been his so far. I don't know if the legs are a little bit heavy. Sometimes.
And now the Bills are going to stop it as they call the timeout. All right, so the timeout over and all 11 men back out onto the field for the defense. And no move to get the offense off the field. They're going on 4th and 5. They're indeed going for it as they look to throw. Looking left side, it's complete. He's got it.
Oh, come on. My people get injured all the time. Second person that got injured though. He come back in.
They'll look to throw here on first down. It's caught by Quincy Enunwa. 11 yards on the pickup, and it's good for a New York first down. And they talked about how important the passing game was going to be against that defensive look. Good job there going to the air for the first down.
It's all about preparation. It's all about planning, and then it's about execution. So put it all together in practice. Okay, this is what we think we're going to see. This is how they get to it. And then when the game comes, read it and attack it.
And he'll be taken down, but not before he gets into enemy territory. Give him 12 yards on that one. It earns him a fresh set of downs.
I like that one, partner. They go back-to-back with excellent gains, and really it shouldn't be a surprise who they were throwing the ball to. He's their best guy.
Yeah, we knew that they would get him involved early. They're doubling down on getting him involved early.
Don't be surprised if they'll come right back to him again. They haven't shown the propensity to be able to stop him.
He got 29 yards that time.
Partner, it's often the man coverage is easier for a quarterback to run against. You get your receivers going downfield. Those guys are staying with them, and oftentimes they have their back to the quarterback, which opens up a lot of space and room, and they don't even know that he's taken off with it. What a big-time pickup on that play.
From the red zone now, they'll look to throw. Throwing for his running back, and he's got it complete. It's a 4-yard pickup, and that'll bring up second down. Now hold everything here. We're going to get a timeout by the offense. It's just their first, so they'll have 2 remaining here before we get to halftime. And a big loss here as he's taken down. Now whistles come in. We're going to get a timeout here by the offense. So as they take it over, we step aside. So we've reached halftime with just the... Jeez, they don't even want to let their guys get a drink of water. All right, third quarter, let's get to it. Both teams appear ready for the fight ahead, and we resume action here in quarter number 3. To return it, here's Reggie Bush. He juked him. He can't bring him down.
The weight room does work.
Out come the Bills now as they'll go on offense first here in this third quarter. They're down here, but very much in this game. What's the tonality of a coach's talk when a game is within striking distance like this at intermission?
Typically, what they're doing is emphasizing the things that went well.
Oh my God!
And wanting more of that. Sure, you've got to go over some of the errors and clean up some
I know
things
you
because there's a
and
reason
not to
you're
get
down.
injured.
But overall, I think they want to stay positive, stay up with this team. We're just starting the second half, and we've got the football. Let's go ahead and punch it in, and then we'll take it from there.
See how that recipe works.
I can't injure too much.
Taylor with a give to McCoy. And McCoy loses the football. And his guys will set up shop at midfield at the 50-yard line.
Whenever I see a team turn it over on back-to-back drives, fumbles on their last two, I know one person's blood pressure who is starting to rise, and that's the head coach.
Absolutely. And when's it going to go down? When they stop fumbling?
When they stop fumbling and after he's assessed the game film, and only if they manage to win the game.
A look at the offense now here, coming back out on the road for their first possession of the second half. And they had compiled a pretty long drive last time. Unfortunately, though, it ended with no points after the missed field goal.
And that can hurt the psyche of a team because as they drove downfield, you know you're never supposed to count points in your mind until they go up on the board. But let's face it, we've been there, we've seen teams before. They were counting on those points. They didn't get them. Can they come back now, start over again, and grind it out?
So it'll be first down here after the run. And they'll go on the ground. Oh, he's got some breathing room. And able to push his way forward here for a good little gain. Give him 5 on the carry there, and it'll be second down.
In my book, that's running the ball well, but with intelligence. How about him keeping the clock moving, staying in bounds?
Yeah, even though it's the third quarter, you're thinking ahead, aren't you? This is where your running game can really help you with a lead in the second half.
I agree totally. It's not just end-of-the-half situations that you worry about the clock. It's throughout the game. And with a lead, stay in bounds. Make them fight harder to try and catch you.
A pretty good coverage there, and both of these defenses, they've had good coverage throughout this one.
No doubt about it, and in today's NFL, where we're used to a bit more scoring, this feels almost like a well-pitched game in baseball on both sides, where the tension continues to build. Who's going to make the big play?
Just a 1-yard pickup there, and it'll be fourth down.
Well, this was just simply excellent defense. On this third down, they had to be alert for the possibility of a pass, but that didn't stop them at all from understanding what was going on when they decided to run the football, and they just swarmed and stopped them for almost no gain.
Quick hitter here, it's complete. 6 yards on the pickup, and on fourth down, they're able to convert and move the sticks.
But a field goal attempt was well in hand. They had that, but they decided to go for it anyway. Extreme confidence, it looks like.
Yeah, but I bet the defense is going to remember this one, right? They kind of rubbed their nose in it. And he'll get about 3 just outside the 10, stopped at the 11.
I like the call. Inside the red zone, running the toss. Why? They want to get to the edges. They want to see if guys who don't normally make a lot of tackles are willing to actually do that. That usually means the guys at the cornerback position.
And they'll lose yardage here. They go backwards to the 13-yard line.
Holding offense.
And that right there will set them back a bit on the offensive holding penalty.
And you know who you want to pressure after a penalty like that? The guy who just committed the foul. You want to see if he's going to keep his head down or if he's going to get his head right back into the game. I'd send a blitz at him right away and see if he holds up.
Oh, he got position on him, and he pulls in. A good pickup there of 20 yards.
An ex-teammate used to tell me all the time, I hate experienced quarterbacks because no matter what, you really can't hide what you're doing. And I think that right there, he knew right away where the blitz was coming from, where his primary guy was going to be, and he ended up going to a secondary target for a nice game.
I was just going to ask you, that wasn't the primary target, and he's so good at that, isn't he?
I think he knew right away that he wasn't going to get to his primary guy. I think he read that as soon as he got to the line of scrimmage, knew where the pressure was going to come from, and said, I know how to beat that, and that's what he did.
Now a handoff here to his running back. And this will result in him losing yardage. Back to the 3. It's a loss of 2. Now third down. From back at the 3 now. This is 3rd and goal. They'll look to throw. A fight for the football, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Corey Graham. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back. And here come the Bills. And a fumble last time. Ball security. Talk about it all the time in the National Football League. They've got to be better at it on this drive.
Don't you think that when every team gets together for the first time, I don't care if it's OTAs, mini camps, first day of camp in the regular season, ball security comes up about, what, the second sentence that the coaches address?
And those are so many drills focus on that.
All the time, and they do drills to make it even tougher to simulate game situations. Doesn't always work out, though.
They'll go again to McCoy. Look at the spin. And he's got some space here. And they're going to get this one all the way out across the 45. A good pickup there at 22.
Good, strong, explosive run that started inside, which means you've got to control those defensive linemen, the defensive tackles, the nose guards. Those guys have to be controlled. How about the offensive line, the job they just did?
Yeah, key that A-gap usually on those runs, right?
That's where it all starts because everyone wants to kind of control that area.
Back now in Buffalo. The Bills have the football, but they trail here as we begin quarter number 4. From midfield now, here's Taylor. He completes it to Hunter. Only 3 yards on the catch. It's third down. So here we go, a third down after the second down pass completion. From the gun, it's Taylor. Open man is Holmes. And he will have a first down here at about the 40. They get 6 on the pickup there as the drive will continue.
Would it be safe to say that as precise as routes are supposed to be run in the NFL, maybe they're not quite as precise in college ball?
That's accurate, yeah.
And I think we saw a college route in the NFL there. Just find the soft spot, find the dead zone, and find the first down. And that's what he just did.
Percy Harvin, the intended receiver there, and now it's second down. Well, they haven't had a whole lot of success in the passing game here. Now, in the second half, he's thinking, I guess maybe just take a shot deep.
I think you're right. Almost looking for a bailout, isn't he? Can my receiver go up and make a big play for me? Can I create a penalty downfield, maybe pick up an interference call and get that yardage downfield? Anything trying to get going again, but you're right. He definitely took a shot. That was a nicely run slant route, and what the receiver's trying to do is make the defender think he's going upfield for a deeper route, and then breaks it off, usually after about 3 to 4 steps, and cuts towards the middle of the field. And now what he's trying to do is use his body to keep the defender away from the football and give the quarterback a really nice target.
He was trying to get it to LaShawn McCoy, and that'll bring up second down.
That was a nice catch, but unable to stay in bounds. And remember, it wasn't a wide receiver who works on that all the time.
I was going to say, he likes to get the ball handed to him. Now, don't get me wrong, he's part of the passing game as well, but maybe a little out of his comfort zone there.
Yeah, he might want to have a few words to say to us about that later, but I am still going with you on that one. Wide receivers work out a little bit more.
No gain that time on the completion, and it'll be third down.
Well, the stats that matter on this play don't help a team very much unless, of course, you're playing defense.
If you're getting points per reception, you got a reception, but no yardage. Great job by the defense, though. They read through that one.
They read through it, gave up no yardage, and people got credit for tackles. Pretty good deal.
Under pressure, and down he goes. They sack him back at the 36. The 6th overall pick in 2015, Leonard Williams, with a big-time sack on third down, and it'll be a loss of 7. And this kick is not going to be close. It's well short, well right to boot. And this score will stay right where it is.
I tell you, it's not easy kicking field goals in the best of conditions. You add in a downpour like we're in right now, it makes it that much harder. And sure enough, they can't convert here.
And he'll be taken down, but not before he gets into enemy territory. Give him 11 on the gain there. That's good for a Jets first down.
And that run was what a lot of people call an explosive run. Gave them good yardage, solid yardage. They feel good about the whole thing, and they did it behind a 2 tight end set. It's always interesting to watch what offenses want to do with 2 tight ends. Sometimes they line them up together for a power set. Sometimes they put one on each side of the line of scrimmage to balance things out. No matter what, though, when you see 2 tight ends on the field, your first thought is to think run. In this case, the offense was able to run successfully.
They'll give it to him right up the gut. And he's brought down. And now the Bills are going to stop it as they call a timeout. It's just their first. They've got 2 more to use here in the final stages. They'll give it to him right up the gut. And he is met at the line of scrimmage, and he goes down right there. Now the Bills will take another timeout. That'll leave them with just 1 remaining in this 4th quarter of play. They'll run it now out of the gun. And not much running room. Down to the 32. Now hang on here. Timeout called by the defense. It'll be their third and final timeout, so as they talk things over, we'll step aside. So 3rd and 7 and an extra defensive back on the field here.
Definitely want to play coverage here.
And he'll get this down to about the 30, 31-yard line. Only a yard on the pickup there, and it's going to leave them with a 4th down. So they're going to come to the line here, and it appears try to go for it on 4th. Now they'll throw here out of the gun. He's going to flip one out here to his running back. The Tide Bulls tried it, went for it, but it didn't pay off. And the Bills are going to get the football back. So certainly not the way that they were hoping that possession would end, failing to convert on 4th.
And now they've got to make sure that they keep their poise, they keep their confidence. Just because it didn't work once doesn't mean if they get that same situation later that they shouldn't go for it again. The defense feels great, but the offense, they can't be despondent. Let's make this one simple. What a catch, especially the finishing part of getting his feet in bounds, toe tapping, and of course, foot dragging.
A little tapestry, if you will.
Oh, I like it.
And he's got his big tight end over the middle, complete. He got 29 yards that time. And the offense moving quickly to the line. Back to throw. He's going to let it fly. And he bats it away, and it falls down incomplete. He was looking for Mohamed Sanu there. That'll bring up 2nd down.
I like the boldness, and I like that they took a shot downfield, but it was well covered. He was able to get a hand in and knock it away.
He'll look to throw. He's got time in the pocket. Now a desperation throw deep downfield. And, oh, a crusher there as it's intercepted. Picked off by the safety, Calvin Pryor. And a great return as they're finally able to take him down. Scoring has really been at a premium, and Charles, you got to tip your cap to this defense coming in here. Their offense too, but this whole team coming in here on the road, getting a hard-fought win.
I think the way that they're finishing this one up, an exclamation point on a terrific game. As you noted, hard for them to put points on the board, and they hold them down one more time and finalize things.
Now hold everything here. We're going to get a timeout by the offense. It's just their first. They've got 2 more to use here in the final stages. Now they try the right side here. Room here to run. And down he'll go at the 25. Now whistles come in. We're going to get a timeout here by the offense. That'll leave them with just 1 remaining in this 4th quarter of play. 1st down and 10 now for the offensive group. And now here's a carry heading left. And down he goes, but he takes it up to the 40. It's a pickup of 16 there, and it'll lead to a new set of downs. And a new set of downs here after picking up the first on the ground.
That's another nice run, and I have to tell you, some of the coaches that I played for, their philosophies are always different when they see a guy running the ball well. Some of it.
Now hold everything here. We're going to get a timeout by the offense. It'll be their 3rd and final timeout, so as they talk things over, we'll step aside. Looking to jam the receivers at the line here. Press coverage look defensively. And they give this time to the tailback. And a cutback left. And taking it across midfield and inside the 45. Well, Charles, the forecast called for rain throughout the entire game, and we got rain throughout the entire game. But these 2 teams, they had fun getting dirty out there. They love the slop.
Did you trust the forecast ahead of time? Are you one of those guys that's skeptical about it, or did you trust it?
But when I saw just a big blob of green on the radar, I said, okay, let's trust.
Yeah, and that's why I'm glad you took my advice. Got your notes laminated, because, you know, open-air booth, that rain can affect us as well, although not as much as the guys on the field. But let's face it, it's kind of fun to watch these types of games, isn't it?
It is. By the way, how impressive is it that you travel with a laminator? I didn't even know there was a portable laminator.
The things that you learn.
Golly, wise beyond his years. So for the Jets, it was a great all-around performance as they come out of this one with the victory. And now they'll have a few extra days here before they face Kansas City next week. Meanwhile, for Buffalo, they will fall to 1-1, and they'll be at home next week for a date with the Arizona Cardinals. So that'll just about do it for Charles Davis. I'm Brandon Gaudin. You've been watching the NFL on
Welcome to franchise mode. Select the team you want to join. Don't worry, you'll be able to choose the role you plan in just a second.